what's cracking? Welcome back to Nim's Garage. It's been a while. I've been a little busy. Summer came, the wife wants me to mow grass and take care of things and do other stuff and get the swimming pool ready and yard work and camping and, fun stuff. So now we're back to working on Randy C10. Now, as you saw, my big crew cab became the sacrificial lamb and gave up its bed. Don't worry, I've got a brand new bed for that truck. Well, not brand new, but at least truck-free. So we got his truck back in. We got the bed sitting on it. There's a lot of metal work to do to this bed. And I mean a lot. Even though the bed looks pretty good, it's got some icky pootickiness, as you can see here, which is always lovely. The rest of the bed ain't too bad. It's in pretty good shape. And no, he's not getting my GMC tailgate. Holy crap, them GMC tailgates are hard to get. We got some funny stuff going on here. Definitely, we got icky stuff going on down there. Ooh. And the shame of it was, that's a patch I put in it years ago. Got some icky stuff here that is, icky on the inside. And that's about it. Could it be better? Yes. Could it be nicer? Yes. Could it be worse? Yes. It may look like a running truck, but it's not quite a running truck yet. Oh, it runs and it moves and it stops. You push the pedal and it doesn't move anymore. And it revs up and stuff, but we don't have a radiator. See all this open space here. There's no radiator. You have to have a cooling system. It can only run for maybe, 25 seconds till it starts to get hot. So we got to install a radiator. Now previously, Randy and his buddy went out back and spent most of an entire day pulling a radiator and shroud off a pickup. It was definitely a learning experience, but they got it off and they didn't break anything, which was definitely a learning experience for me. So what we're going to do today is we're going to get into putting the radiator back in and the shroud back in. And then we ought to put a battery box back in because the giant battery we have is just, laying in here against the alternator and the exhaust where it shouldn't be, because batteries shouldn't be against the exhaust. I think there's a warning on it somewhere that says keep away from heat and open flame. But, sometimes things don't quite go the way they're supposed to. Hey, let's get at it. Now, part of the fun of changing parts around, flip-flopping front ends and radiators and core supports is nothing's ever the same. Why? I don't know why. Maybe somebody was trying to save money back in 1984 when they switched to a different kind of shroud. Because right now what I have is I have two different shrouds. They look the same. They have round holes. They have square holes. You'd think they're the same. They're not. One of them fits the radiator. One of them does not. And nobody labeled it, and nobody let me know which one was which. So I just had to get upset and mad. I didn't get upset and mad. But you have to be careful when you flip-flop parts. In the old days, back when dinosaurs roamed the earth and you could afford gas and chicken wings, apparently chicken wings have now skyrocketed to where we'll never be able to have wings again. I would throw parts away. I'd tear something apart. Oh, this piece is cracked and this piece is broken. I would throw them in a junk car and down ready to go. I can't do that anymore because they don't make half this stuff anymore. You just can't go to Advanced Auto Parts or Napa and say, hey, I need a radiator shroud for 78 Chevy pickup. You get on eBay, they're like $9,000. Ooh, they're vintage or NOS. Whoopie-doo. I don't care. But we do have a good radiator. We've got a good 3-core radiator out of a Suburban. And we've got the shroud to fit. So what we're going to do is we're going to put this radiator in and just make everything else work, because if it's not perfect, at least it's close. When putting all your cooling whoopie-doo parts inside, the stuff that keeps your stuff from blowing up, there's a method to the madness. You just don't jam the radiator in and then pry everything around. I'm lazy. I don't want to take the fan back off because I'm lazy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sit my shroud sit my shroud down in here, slide it back over the fan, because like I said, I'm lazy. Move this giant battery, it's not where it belongs, because we haven't gotten that far yet. Slide that back, get her where she goes in a roundabout manner. And then we will slide the radiator down in behind it. Into its little rubber grommets. Getting close. We've got our top brackets, our little whoop-de-whoop brackets that will actually hold the radiator down. Oh, those aren't the right brackets for the right radiator. I guess I'll have to go hunting. What fun. So I now have found the right parts and pieces after searching high and low for days and days. You see, my son and his friend took this out of the other truck, and children don't always put things where you think they would be. You would think they'd either be in that truck, or maybe they would be with the radiator, or maybe they'd be in a parts bin. No, silly me and my silly ways. So I called them where they were, wherever him and my wife are. I called them. I said, hey, what am I supposed to do? I don't know where the radiator brackets are. Oh, they're in the top of my toolbox, Dad. I said, okay. Why would you put them in the top of your toolbox? That's where they should be. Oh, silly me. I should have known better. I should have known that we keep spare parts in the top of your toolbox. How irresponsible of me to assume otherwise. The radiator's in and done. And luckily, we found enough parts to put it in without having to run to the parts store. That's the luxury of having parts vehicles, or what I like to call your backyard parts store. We still got some work to do. Battery box, we got the overflow tank. We got to make sure all the lights work up front, because we have to splice all that mess into all that mess, because this front end has too many lights, and those wire colors don't all match. So we got to do that yet too. Get a transmission cooler bolted up and just keep plucking away at it. Hopefully soon we'll start the metal work on the bed. Yippee-ki-yay. But that's for another episode, and that is for another time. So until next time, do something fun in your own garage. Don't waste it.